guys, welcome to Planter Garden TV. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys doing wonderful on this beautiful night. Tonight we're gonna talk a little about gardening and the frost. Let's talk about gardening and the frost. All right, guys. This is the time. This is the time for the frost. The frost is coming, and the frost is coming really hard. So I'm hoping that if you have any plans that you planning on over winter, I'm hoping you already did that. I'm hoping if you planning on taking them indoors, I'm hoping you already did that, because guys, we all know when this frost come, it damage. You know, there's some type of fruit trees that if you growing fruit trees in containers, there's definitely some type of fruit trees that you don't really need to overwinter. Just leave them outdoor, and they're gonna strive for themselves. Wait, I'm trying to. So I'm just saying, guys, what I'm saying is, you have pear, you have apple tree. Wait, minute, guys. Give me a minute, guys. Let me turn this off. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Yeah, sorry for that. So when you overwinter and you have the fruit trees, you have the pear tree, you have the apple tree, you have the plum tree, you have peach trees. These type of plants could stand any weather. They surely gonna come back in the spring. They're gonna start coming back in the spring and push out their new leaf. And if they're getting ready to push fruits, they definitely can stand this cold weather. But when you're talking about vegetables, guys, there's also some vegetables that you can overwinter. And these not overwinter, leave outdoors. Even though it might be a little challenging for them, but there's some vegetables you definitely can leave outdoors in the cool, which is collard greens, broccoli, cauliflower. These type of plants can withhold the weather. You also have herbs like celery, parsley. Bring them indoors. Like for instance, if you have maybe you have a rosemary and you have it a container outdoors. When a container in, what you can actually do, you can take a plastic bag and just put over it. Just put over it. If you like you in the zone that really cold, you could take a plastic bag and just put over it. We know that rose and sage, these herbs can withhold the cold weather. So guys, I'm telling you right now, if you did not overwinter your plants, or if you did not protect your plant, or if you did not take your plants them indoors, guys, it's getting there. I'm telling you, it's getting there, and I don't think you're gonna like it in very soon. So all I'm saying is, let's do this, guys. Let's make it work. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, guys. Don't forget to like. Let's talk about gardening tonight. Let's figure out, let's talk to the people. Let's talk to the young gardeners, them. Let's encourage them, you know. This is winter. Around this time, I don't really plan anything around this time. I don't plan anything. What my focus is around this time is the soil, walking on the soil, make sure the soil resting, make sure You keep the salt because guess what? The plants, and for me, guys, my experience, I'm being honest, my experience is planting, if I plant in cabbage, broccoli, well, broccoli will make it, cauliflower. Certain plant I plant in the fall, they bolt. They naturally bolt. When I say bolt, what I mean, they start pushing flowers instead of they produce. What they does, they push flowers. So it's a waste of time for me to plant these things in the fall. When can I plant them? February, late January, February, produce really well. So for me, it got to make sense. Planting a fall garden, for me, it got to make sense for me. You cannot get to harvest. I would love to harvest, then it don't make sense. I plant no fall garden. Like I said, guys, there's plants that you could have that strive well in the winter. There's plants that strive well in the winter that you still can eat something from. Like collard greens, you they still produce their leaf in the winter. Broccoli, they still produce their, because these crops prefer the colder weather than the heat. So sometimes these plants is really good if in your zone they produce. This is what I'm saying. In my zone, it don't worth my while planting them in the fall. If I plant them in the winter, I get more out of them, which is in January, February. I get more out of them. So we have celery, we have parsley, we have sage, we have rosemary, we have collards, we have garlic. Garlic you could plant. No, garlic, yes. We have garlic, even onion you could plant in this season and they will survive. But it have to make sense. And yes, sometimes for the first time, as a new gardener, sometimes you have to test things out. You have to test things out and see if it actually able to work for you or if it even working for you. And then once you test it out and you realize that this thing is now they're not doing well if I plant them in this, then you change it up. You plant them later on. But guys, I'm telling you, if you have, if you have plants that's not cold hardy, that leave them outdoors in the winter. For the new gardeners, if you have plants, you cannot leave them outdoors because you can lose them. All right? There's some of them that can deal with the weather. Some of them they can deal with the cold weather. But I'm telling you, one they're not cold hardy. Like you have avocado tree. The avocado tree is a plant, is a tree that is a fruit tree basically. But that plant could take cold weather. It just cannot take below 30. If it's in a condition where it's 35, that's fine. But once it go below 30, which is a lot of the fruit trees, a lot of the fruit trees study, if you could keep them in a temperature above 37, they're okay. But once the weather going down under 30 degrees, you got to move them. You got to take them indoor. You got to protect them because you will lose them. And many of these fruit trees like the avocado, the papaya, them is tropical plant I'm talking about. So for the who grow in tropical like avocado, papaya, these type of plants, June, you cannot leave them outdoors in this kind of weather. In the cold weather, you will lose. And sometimes they don't even come back. Sometimes you have citrus. Their citrus plants, some of them is cold hardy. So you have to know the difference. You got to know the difference of what is cold hardy and what is not. All right. So if you're buying a citrus tree, it's all right to find out if it's cold hardy or not. So you know that, all right, you can just leave it outside. You could just cover it with something when the weather is freezing. But once it ain't cold hardy, you can lose it. I'm telling you right now. And you know fruit trees is not cheap. They're not cheap. So if you're going out there and buying fruit trees, remember, think about, always ask this question. Even you ordering it, ask this question. Is this plant cold hardy or not? Can this plant grow in my zone? Ask these questions. Because sometimes what I've learned, what I've learned from my experience, right? You might buy a fruit tree that in a different zone, right? You might buy a fruit tree that comes from a tropical area. And where you bring it into an area where it is. All right, this already accustomed to the tropical weather. Bring it here that goes down 20 degrees sometimes, 25 degrees sometimes. This plant have to adjust to that type of weather. So sometimes cold hardy. And you still need to protect that plant until, especially for the first year, you still need to protect that plant until it get kind of accustomed. Because remember, it's in a tropical area and you bringing it into a area where it go down to 25 degrees. Protect your fruit trees, guys. Yeah, protect them from the winter. A lot is the best time to leave them. Already develop their roots. They already develop their root system. Then you could say, all right, I can leave you now. It's it's a good thing to at least. Sometimes how you can protect them, you could just pull a lot of leaf and these grass and just pile it up around them, around their root. Because remember, the root, the life of the plant is in the root. Anyhow, the root dry up, that's it, the plant done. So the life is in the root. So you must protect the root, especially for the first year. You know, something that I've noticed, guys, with fruit trees, when you purchase fruit trees, something that I've noticed, I'm not sure if anyone of you noticed this, but I've noticed this. A fruit tree. And when you purchase the fruit tree, you see the fruit tree with flowers, and it might, like, say, for instance, you might buy an apple tree. And the only reason you buy the apple tree is because you see it have flowers and it produces a couple little small apple. So you buy the apple tree because you see it flowers, and you tell yourself, all right, this apple tree don't start to produce flowers, so I'm gonna buy this apple tree. And then you plant it in your home, and 3 years after, the apple tree still not producing. So I don't know what is that. That could be, I don't know if it's the change of the climate, the condition, But then when you plant it, 3 years later, it never push out no flowers. So I don't know what it. Yes, I did that one. Yes, I did that one time and really didn't work out for me. So you buy trees. Don't try to buy them because you see the flowers. You could buy them without seeing the flowers. What I'm doing right now, guys, the weather is really getting cool now, and I'm basically moving my plants there from outdoors, put them in the greenhouse, because if I don't do that, I'm gonna lose a lot of my plants. So let me see if I can show you guys. It's not really thinging. I wanted to show you guys what I'm actually doing here. It's dark, but what I'm doing, man, all my fruit trees, I have like 10 avocado trees. I have like 4 moringa trees, and the moringa and the avocado surely cannot deal with this type of weather. So if I don't protect them, I'm gonna definitely lose them. Sorry, the camera is. I'm trying to put on the camera, but it's not allowing me. I want to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. Gotta protect your plants, guys. And when you invest in these fruit trees, you don't want to leave them for go to waste, all right? So I just want to say, guys, you guys have a blessed night. I can't show you all what I'm doing, only if I start the live. But you guys have a blessed night, all right?